So, when you think about AI, what's the first thing that pops into your head? The newest app? Another chatbot? Well, what if I told you the real opportunity, the big prize, is something way, way bigger? We're going to dive into this idea from Gawdat, a former top exec at Google X. And trust me, it's going to completely change how you see where all this is headed.
All right, so here's the central idea, and you gotta wrap your head around this one. We're constantly hearing that AI is overhyped, right? That it's all just a bubble. Well, Gawdat says that is completely 100% wrong. He's basically arguing that what's actually possible right now, today, is so much bigger than the headlines. The truth is, AI isn't overhyped. It's actually underhyped.
And that's the real problem, isn't it? We're just drowning in headlines, new app launches. It's just noise. And the most important skill in this new world? It's not coding, nope. It's being able to cut through all that static to debug the hype, as Gawdat calls it, and figure out what's real and what's just marketing.
Okay, so if this massive reality is out there, where is it hiding? Well, for now, it's kind of locked away. It's mostly in the hands of the geeks, the people who can really get under the hood and make the stuff work. And Gawdat tells this perfect story to illustrate it. His co-founder was super stressed about moving house, so what they do? They spent just 20 minutes, and built a custom AI agent to handle the whole thing.
Just let that sink in for a second. In less time than it takes to watch an episode on Netflix, this little AI agent became a world-class project manager. It called 52 different moving companies, spoke to each one in their own language, laid out all the details. It gathered up all the proposals, sorted them, picked the best two, and then, get this, it even negotiated a 15% discount and signed the final contract. This isn't some movie plot. This power is real, right now. The only thing standing between this and everyone else is a simple, user-friendly interface.
But this isn't just about making our personal lives easier, outsourcing chores. It's about a fundamental shift in the speed of creation itself. Let me give you a concrete example. There's a startup called Emma. Their story is, well, it's the perfect showcase of this new reality.
I mean, just look at this timeline. The idea was born in September. They started building it in November, and by February, just a few months later, they launched. And not just launched, they launched with a valuation of $100 million. That's insane. Most companies can't even get their business plan approved in that time frame. And this isn't some prediction for the future. This happened this year. This is the new speed of business, and AI is the engine.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. You want to build a major tech product? Okay, get ready for 350 engineers and 4 years of work. Maybe you launch in 2026. Then look at the right. That's the new way. 4 people, less than 3 months, launch this year. The entire rulebook for how you create value in the world, it's been shredded.
So, all this sounds incredible, right? But it brings us to the most important question. If we can build brand new things this fast, is that the big opportunity? Just making new apps? And according to Gawdat, the answer is no. That's not the real prize. The truly massive, history-making opportunity, it's hiding somewhere else.
And that opportunity is something called the technology replacement cycle. And you've lived through this. We all have. Just think about music. First you had tapes. Then you had to go out and buy all your favorite albums again on CD. And now you're paying every month to stream those exact same songs. Every time the technology shifted, the entire industry had to be rebuilt from scratch. Well, AI isn't just starting another one of these cycles. It's starting the mother of all replacement cycles.
And the scale we're talking about here is just, it's hard to even imagine. We're talking about trillions of dollars, with a T. All of that money is locked up in ancient, clunky legacy software. The stuff that runs our banks, our airlines, the ERPs and CRMs that basically run the entire global economy. Every single one of those systems is about to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up, with AI at its core. The race is on, right now, to be the one to build the replacements.
But to really get this, we have to change how we think. This isn't just about making slightly better software. This is about intelligence itself becoming a utility, just like electricity. Think about it. You don't build a power plant every time you want to turn on a light, right? You just plug into the grid. Well, we're now at a point where we can just plug into a grid of intelligence, and that changes absolutely everything.
You probably remember when the supercomputer Deep Blue beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov. The headlines were all man versus machine. But here's the thing. The most interesting part happened after that match. They started these new tournaments. It wasn't human against machine anymore.
It was human plus machine teams. And these teams, they called them centaurs, they consistently beat everyone, the best grandmasters and the strongest computers playing alone. The future wasn't about replacement, it was about partnership.
And that right there is the core of what we call augmented intelligence. It's not you versus the machine. It's you amplified by the machine. So let me ask you this. What happens to your potential when your effective IQ isn't 120 or 140, but 400? Seriously, pause and think about that. With an AI co-pilot, a co-creator that boosts you to that level, what problems could you finally crack? What could you create?
So here's the catch. You can't use a 400 IQ tool with a 100 IQ mindset. It just doesn't work. To really play in this new arena, you have to completely change the way you think about everything: strategy, planning, how you get things done.
And Gawdat has this brilliant analogy for this shift. He says business strategy used to be a lot like chess. Slow, strategic, planning 5, 10 moves ahead. Now it's squash. It's fast, it's chaotic, you have to be up on your tiptoes, constantly reacting to a ball that's flying at you from some crazy angle, and the second you hit it, you have to be ready for the next one.
So this is it. This is the new playbook for how you win. Step 1, change your mindset. Get off the chessboard and onto the squash court. Be agile. Step 2, you have to actually learn this stuff. Go deeper than the headlines. Then, once you understand it, you can do step 3, which is to debug the hype and know what's real. And finally, the most important part, you have to point all this incredible new intelligence at a problem that really, truly matters.
And this brings every single business leader, every entrepreneur, to a fork in the road. It's a fundamental choice. Are you going to spend all your time and money protecting the past, putting another layer of duct tape on those crumbling old systems? Or are you going to be the one to build what comes next and actually define the future?
Okay, so you decide you want to build the future. What do you build? Well, there's a great mental model for this from Google's Larry Page. It's called the toothbrush test. And the idea is dead simple. Stop chasing money. Instead, find a really big problem that affects 1 billion people and build a solution so good, so essential that they use it twice a day. Like a toothbrush. If you can pull that off, the money just becomes a nice side effect.
Because here's the thing. In this new world, with this incredible augmented intelligence literally at our fingertips, the goal isn't just to build another billion-dollar company. The real opportunity is to solve one of humanity's grand challenges. And whoever does that, they'll probably become the world's first trillionaire. So the only real question left is that person going to be you?